All right, we are live. Welcome everybody. Hold on. I need to add you. Yep. Boop. There you are. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, everybody in Streamland. Welcome to the Tabletop Alliance's live stream of the Dutch Age of Sigmar Grand Tournament. That's a whole mouthful. Yeah. But we are very excited to be here after a long, long time. This is the first event in months, really. So we are very excited to be back in the Van der Valk Hotel. Different room though, not as big, but you know, it's nice and cozy. It fits. Everybody's here. Everybody's happy to play a game. And are you happy to be here though, Mike? How- Yeah, let's do it. This is the first day of 2 days, so we've got three games to cast today, and then we'll do another two tomorrow. This is a top table stream, so only the best players can make it to the stream. Rar. But it's now 9:20. The first round will actually start in about 10 minutes, give or take. And we've already got our first matchup lined up. Um, in fact, let me go and post this to let the people know that we are live. There we go. And it's going to be Lumineth Realmlords against the Daughters of Khaine. So we can talk about that in a minute. Before we start, everybody tuning in, this is the Tabletop Alliance. You're watching this live on Twitch, and we'll be posting this afterwards up on YouTube, edited and cut per round for your reviewing pleasure. Everything you're about to see on stream, you can buy, except for the armies. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? On our website, which is the alliancearmy.net. So, for example, if you like the terrain or the mats, take a look at the website, and you can also get tickets for events there and stay up to date with event dates, etc., etc. Um, Now let's talk about the interesting part, which is the tournament itself. So, first round. What do you say, Mike? We've got a little cheer going into and the inter talk going on. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Hmm. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
When she has 12, yeah, it will probably take at least 2 rounds to get her off the table if you want to focus on it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's should we go actually through the individual lists?
Yeah.
Because we've got that on Pun Pun. Yep. So everybody, thanks chat for letting me know that Mike was a little soft. It should be better now. You know, we've got the usual stream gremlins rearing their head, but we seem to have caught them. I've got them in a little jar, guys. So don't worry, the gremlins are gone. So for round one, you can actually anyone can type in exclamation mark lists, and the chat will give you a link to our Pun Pun, which is our pairing site. You can go over there, you click on round one, and then you can click on the player for their list, and we can take a look. But in the meantime, let us start off. So, you know what? I'm gonna get it over on Pun Pun here as well. So let's see. Round one. We've got Arne from
No,
Leo.
this the wrong tournament you have in front of you.
Oh, really?
This, this the one from last year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's see. It should be this one.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Round one. And then let's take a look. Let's start with Peter's list.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's see. So for leaders, he's start. It's in Legion's Lumineth Realmlords from the great nation Lumina. Now, would you happen to know what that nation does for him?
I think it gives some the you can have the other quartz on the unit, and this gives them 2 units, so they can be used to get different buffs on it.
Hmm.
And you can do it twice.
Okay.
So you can have, I think, the rules of one,
Yes.
saves, battle shock, that kind of things you can use. But now you can use it twice.
Oh, okay. I see. So, so Lumineth Realmlords is basically their what would you call it? Legion's ability, probably. Their army ability is probably they can give a buff, so they eat like in other courts, right? And
Yeah,
they suffer a -1 leadership. And some of the nations can actually do some shenanigans uh, with giving actually the -1 leadership to another enemy unit. So
exactly.
I don't think this nation does that per se, but so whenever Lumina actually gets it, eats other courts, they can actually get 2 abilities basically.
No, they have 2 quartz, so they can use it 2 times instead of
All
one.
right, so each unit has 2 quartz. Yeah,
Yeah.
so very useful for some abilities. All right, so let's go into the leaders then. So he's got a Scenari Cathalar. It's his general. He's got the Burning Gaze command trait, and the Waystone Amulet. Let's see, Lore of Hish. He's got the spell Total Eclipse, and
Yeah,
yeah,
probably the big man behind it is Tackless.
yeah, yeah, right beneath it.
Yeah, since he can't take any artifacts or command traits, and he doesn't get any benefit of being the general, but
Yeah,
he is basically the general.
yeah, exactly.
So that's the big guy to look out for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Archmage Teclis, the big bad guy, he's one of those models in the game where he's just so good that you pretty much if you play the army competitively, you kind of have to take him. I think because I haven't seen an army that hasn't brought Teclis. He's just I think he's got a few abilities that are too good to take in this meta. I think this is a very is it fair to say this is pretty magic heavy meta because there are some magic casters out there that are just extremely powerful. Like I'm thinking of Lord Krogan
Lord
maybe.
Croak and
Yeah,
Tackless are the really good casters you
yeah.
can use.
And so
Uh,
he's got an auto dispel ability,
yeah, and outcast
an
ability.
3 spells on 10. Usually that's what you see, right?
Yeah,
3 spells on a
I
10
think
up.
it's 4 though.
He can cast 4 spells that are automatically cast on a 10. I thought it was 3. Well,
Yeah,
3 or
it's
4.
4 automatically cast on 10, 2 on 12, and 1 you can unmount.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, yeah. So he's got a few powerful spells, right? He's got the 5 up ignore damage. He's got the your command abilities now cost 1 extra. I think he's got the Technado spell where he does mortal wounds within X amount of range if he gets close. So he's just a very powerful commanding figure, and pretty much the linchpin I think of this army. I think everybody, yeah. So especially because of that 5 up ignore damage
Yeah,
spell. So, but the Scenari Cathalar, I'm not super up to date on the room list. That's another spellcaster, right?
yeah. It's just a basic spellcaster, and one of the best ones to take besides Teclis, of course.
Yeah, yeah. And the total eclipse spell is, I believe, actually the you have to pay another CP to use one of your abilities.
Yeah,
So that's what she
that's a
does.
really rough one because you need to pay 2 command points. It
Yeah.
takes 2 turns to stack those up.
Yeah, yeah. So it
Um,
really hampers any use of command abilities for the enemy army. So for moving on to the rest of the list. Wow. All right, there. Got a little gremlin in my throat. It appears. So 20 Venari Orellan Wardens, which are the
yeah,
spear-equipped elves. Um, pretty sturdy battle line, right? If they lock up, they get an extra armor, right?
yeah. The
Extra
alliance
armor.
alliance ability is called the how's it called? The Shining Company.
Yeah.
So if they're all within range of each other and they don't charge, they get a bonus.
Okay. Okay, excellent, excellent. So pretty much that's, and he's got 2 of those units. So basically, these are 2 big bricks that will probably just move up the board. I
Just wait.
just wait to be charged. I don't think you will ever. Very rarely they will charge, but I think usually they'll just stand in the middle on objectives and just remain in that shining company, and then they just take the blows, and they take them fairly well because they get a good armor save, and then the 5 up, DPR, the 5 up ignore
Yeah,
damage from
being
Teclis.
in the Shining Company means that you can get a -1 to hit on your opponent.
Yeah,
So The only chance that they will charge is probably if they know they can kill something
Yeah,
and then be safe again.
yeah, yeah. And then there he's got 10 Venari Dawn Riders. Now those are pretty, yeah, pretty good as well. I think any and all the things are good in this list. So they're fast damage dealing ones, right? They get the spell on them that they deal mortal wounds on 5 up. I think they have quite a lot of attacks as well.
Yeah, and they're just really fast. Well, the wardens can, aren't that fast just because um, they will lose the bonus, so they can't run, they can't charge, and you have the extra units,
Yeah.
so you can go.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna do this for a quick sec. Oh boy. There we go. That should be better. Moving on to the next unit. So here's now we get to the damage dealing brick of the army, which are the 20 Venari Orellan Sentinels, and these guys are basically
The
the
bow
bow guys
guys.
with the mortal wounds, man.
Ah, I don't need line of sight, guys.
Yeah. So actually, the player did tell he was talking about a neat little mechanic where it's actually the champion that has to be he needs no line of sight, right?
No, he can use the bird thing. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is to get line of sight. Like
yeah.
what?
But if he actually sees the enemy unit, he
Mhm.
can't use the bird thing.
Mhm.
So there's a way around it actually, where you basically force the enemy that champion to have line of sight on your unit,
Yeah.
and then now all of a sudden the Lumineth player has to draw line of sight from every model because now he has to start checking.
Mhm.
So it's actually a pretty nifty mechanic if you know about that. There are some, especially with some nice blocking terrain, line of sight blocking terrain. There are some ways to get around it. It's not super easy to do. But yeah, there you go. So they get the spell, they get the mortal wounds. It's a boatload of damage, and that's the real damage dealing brick. So for another unit of 10 Venari Orlan Sentinel, so he's got 20 of those riding around. Same story. And then he bought an endless spell, which is the Hessian Twin Stones. Now I'm not so familiar with that one. So do you know how this one works?
Yeah, you can cast that one, and then everything within range of it gets pluses to cast.
I see.
I think it's +2, but every unit champion in the units are also casters, so they also get buffed by the spell.
All right.
So
Excellent.
if you have all the casters with Teclis in it, they get all the buffs of it, and casting is even easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. All right. And then the Shrine of Luminor, which is his terrain piece. Again, uh, what are the special buffs that that one gives?
I think it can use a adequate or command ability. Let me check that for sure.
All right.
If there's a model on top of it, you can do it for free once per round.
All right.
Um,
So we can see that the players are actually setting up. So let's quickly hop over to the screen actually, so people can see what they are doing a little bit. In a minute, guys, we'll actually be explaining the mission once we go over the second list. But here is the players setting up. As you can see on the little screen, it is Total Conquest. We'll actually explain a little bit more about the mission in a second. For now, let's move on to the second list, which is Kai Phaedus. And he's bringing his, he nicknamed it the Murder Mermaids,
yeah.
which are the Daughters of Khaine from the Temple of Calebron. Now, you as ultimate lore master and keeper of knowledge, would you happen to know out of the top of your head what Calebron gives the army?
I'm not sure. I'm not so quite familiar with the Daughters of Khaine. We played it a lot
Okay.
before the book came out, but I think that shouldn't be an issue.
Nah.
Um,
So let's just move into the list then, and we can talk about that in a second. So let's start with the main player in this army, which is Marathi. So we've got actually a Teclis versus Marathi off,
yeah,
which is pretty cool to see.
crazy elves.
Yeah, crazy
Yeah.
elves versus batshit crazy elves, man. It's going down. Um, so Marathi is one of those characters. She's pretty powerful. She's got some nice utility spells, I believe, some nice damage spells. She deals quite a bit of damage in melee. I think she deals more damage actually in melee than Teclis is able to.
Yeah,
So she's pretty
definitely.
beefy. But of course, her main and most juiciest of abilities is actually that she can only take what 4 wounds each turn or
Three.
3 wounds.
She,
Three
so
wounds.
she has 12 in total,
Yeah.
and
So
also
she's
counting
she,
the big one and small one. You have two versions now on the
yeah,
field.
and they both need to die for her to die.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
they all are allocated on the one model.
yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting model. So there's two models on the field. They act separately. Do they actually share the
They
wounds
share the
profile?
wounds.
They
Yeah.
share the wounds profile, right? So it's a weird one. It's pretty cool. But yeah, only being able to take 3 wounds is pretty nice, especially against an army like this, against a Lumineth that have such a massive output. There's this one model that you can't bring your massive output to bear on her. So you probably later in the game probably be seeing him focusing probably down the rest of his army and not so much maybe Marathi.
Yeah, you
But
can just shoot on her,
yeah,
and then ignore her, because
yeah,
you'll already done the wounds, and if you charge,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just gonna die.
If you deal enough wounds,
Mm.
uh, you don't need to do anything else for this turn, right? Right. So for units, you've got 19 Bloodstalkers, which are the spear-equipped murder mermaids, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they do also mortal wounds with their
yeah.
crystal touch ability. I think it's on a 4 plus, I say,
All right.
but I'm not sure about that.
And
'Cause
I do believe they're able to fight twice, right? That's this unit. So
yeah,
that's
I think it's the one with Moretti or the Calabron,
yeah.
that they can use command ability to fight again.
I see. I see. So they have a fight twice ability. Excellent. So we've got 9 Bloodstalkers, which are the bow equipped murder mermaids, as it were. So they're pretty good ranged unit. Uh, 4 Bloodsisters, and then 4 Kinnerai Heart Renders.
Those are
Uh,
the flappy guys.
yeah, 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 yeah. Just some utility, some speed, probably to get on objectives and stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that.
can deep strike it, so
Yeah, they don't really do anything else. I believe they don't particularly very
not units of
dangerous.
5.
Yeah, yeah,
But
right.
if you pick like 20 of them, it can be really, really disgusting.
Yeah, okay. So did you have any? So for example, I don't think they have any real damage output or anything, right? So did
No, but if you stack it, you can stack all the buffs on it, and then it will do some
yeah,
damage.
you could maybe go for a character for a small character or so.
Yeah.
So okay, so there's actually some little bit of danger in there. And so it's got the Scath Coven Battalion. Uh,
Let me check
so let's
which that one is.
yeah.
No, I've got the Calderon in front of me now.
Mhm.
You need to subtract 1 from hit rolls from range attacks.
Yeah.
So that's giving some extra extra survivability versus all those sentinels we're gonna shoot on it.
Mhm.
And then to get the command ability, at the end of the movement phase, you can pick 1 friendly unit wholly within 12 of a hero.
Mhm.
That is the general, and you can remove that unit, set it up again.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's pretty good. So it's a redeploy.
Yeah, so you got
Okay.
some extra presence on the table.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. All right, so let's go quickly into the mission. Right, for mission, ladies and gentlemen, this first round will be.
Yeah, first unit, first round.
All right, so for the mission, ladies and gentlemen, we've got total conquest. Um, right. Hold on, let me. There, that's more readable. So we've got 4 objectives, one in each quadrant. You can see the deployment as well. It's got 4 quarters. You've seen that the players are pretty much already deployed, I believe. I think they actually are ready to go. Oh no, they're still busy deploying. All right, so we've got some time,
We
lads.
got
We
some
still
time.
there's still time. All right. 4 objectives, one objective in each quarter of the battlefield. Players set up their armies. As per usual, battle length is 5 rounds, and then we've got glorious victory. So we've got victory points. They score 1 victory point for each objective they control, and each objective the players gain control of that was previously controlled by their opponent is an additional victory point.
Yeah, so you can actually just, if you got the second turn, is a chance that you score even more points than going first.
Yes, yes, yeah. So it's actually quite advantageous to not go first. To actually lure an opponent on the objectives and then you take them away from them. So there's actually quite an interesting thing going on in the first turn for sure. Um, if you can get away with it, not, is against some armies you have no choice but to start, or you'll get overwhelmed too quickly. But we'll see what transpires in a minute here. So if a player controls an objective with a friendly leader unit, it's also an extra point.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the interesting things, because I believe they only have two leaders each. because you've got Teclis and the Scanary thing.
Yeah.
Um, just getting question, and I don't have an answer for it.
Nope, we're the stream
Uh,
guys. They're asking us questions, which is usually the case.
yeah, that's
And then
probably
we're
the
like, guys, we're the stream guys. There are actually referees walking around, but
exactly.
we don't know everything. We're on stream. What do you mean? We don't know anything
We're
about
just
this game.
talking about it.
Yeah,
We
we're
don't.
not. Yeah, I just found
We
out
don't
about
know
this game.
everything.
I just walked in here and just sat behind this whole setup. It's like, oh, this seems fun. Okay, so that's the mission. Pretty straightforward. Um, and then we've also got secondaries in the second. We'll ask the players for the secondaries. Now, I'm going to say that usually secondaries. I don't know, man. I've been thinking about it. I'm not a very competitive-minded player with Age of Sigmar, but usually my experience secondaries are a bit. They're not really that super important because usually the game is decided by the main objective anyway, and then the secondaries are a bit of a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
is that is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's more like when if you don't have a major victory winning on points, then you're going to look at secondaries.
Yeah, yeah,
That's going to change in the new edition, which
yeah,
is coming out next week.
yeah.
And I think that's a better way to do it because you can win the main mission, but doesn't mean you have to win everything.
No, no,
Um,
exactly.
and I think that's good. I think that's good because you get more different ways to play. Because now, if you play a list who isn't able to get one objective, you're already forced into a tie or a loss.
Yep,
In the new edition, you have some extra things you need to do. So you get an objective every round and one on the whole turn. So
yep.
on the whole game. So if you get those, you lose an objective, it doesn't have to affect the game so much.
Exactly. So it's not super. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It shouldn't be super, super duper impactful. It would be nice to see if it had a bit more impact than it
Yeah.
currently has. But we're going into a new edition. So, by the way, guys, this is still second edition. This is the last hurrah, if you will, of second edition for our tournaments. And then we're going into third. I'm actually quite curious to see what the secondaries will be doing then. Because it would be nice if you could actually score some points with them instead of it just now being a tiebreaker. Because usually now, if there is a tie, the secondaries are usually so easy that they both score all the secondaries, and then still there's no tiebreaker,
Yeah,
right?
or they forgot it. They
Yeah.
forgot. Did I
So
get that one? Or didn't I do that?
yeah, exactly,
It's not that impactful that you will remember to have everything.
exactly. So that's the mission, guys. You can see that the players are rounding down, deploying their stuff. So let's see here for the Lumineth Realmlords. You can see in the top corner over there, Techless. It's a, by the way, a converted Lumineth Realmlords army. So everything you see on the Lumineth Realmlord side, it's a shame we can't take like a super close look at it because it's a pretty cool army. It's all old school high elf models that he
Yeah,
converted. I was
I
talking.
think it was dark elves instead of high elves, but
Yeah, there's some dark elves in there as well. He used spearmen for the Lumineth spearmen. I'm not going to I'm not going to remember all the official names, but the Lumineth. Yeah, Spearman.
the
So
wardens,
yeah, the wardens. Thank you very much. And then we've got the Aurelian wardens, right? Which are the bow
the sentinels.
the sentinel. Oh yeah, that's the one. So he
Elvish
used
name and then
yeah
what they are.
yeah. So he actually used old high elf. I don't know what those were, but for you all you fantasy players out there, you had the unit of female high elves and they all had bows and they were pretty good at shooting, and so you used those models.
Sisters of the Watch.
Sisters of the something Sisters of Avalor, no, something like that. Maybe chat can help us out. By the way, chat, I can see some people in here chatting around. Hey, welcome to the stream, guys. Let's see, we got Ben S here, Cadian Ranger. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Commander Root, Drakian Cruel's in the chat, a avid 40k player. I'm surprised to see you in here, buddy, but I'm very glad. It's always fun. Um, we've got Jap Yahoo tuning in. That's our overlord from Hong Kong. He's tuning into the chat to see if everything's going well.
So we need to behave.
We need to behave a little bit, yeah, a little bit. On the other hand, he's in Hong Kong. What's he gonna do, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
what are you gonna do? Fly over? Um,
And then he is here. It's like
yeah. Dang
I'm
it,
sorry.
he was here all along. Yep. We've got Quill back. Hey, buddy. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I hope you guys are enjoying so far. So, as we said, going back to the deployment, looks like they're picking their secondaries right now. It's a pretty straightforward deployment, right? Spearmen to the front, elves to the back. He's holding a little bit. He's deploying a little bit reserved. But he's not deployed all the way to the outer corner of the.
No, yeah, a lot more range. Like you see the Daughters of Khaine, they're as closest as they can get because they want to get in combat and they
Yeah.
want.
So he's probably, I don't know, man. So they both got a pretty beefy combat unit, right?
Mm.
The murder mermaids have got the spear mermaids, but his own wardens are pretty beefy as well, right? So you throw that mortal wound power on there, so all of a sudden they're not only very tanky, they're also pretty deadly as well.
Yeah, but still, I don't think you want Morathi in your face.
No, no, not in turn one anyway,
No,
right?
no, no.
Because the quicker the Sisters of Kane player can bring them to bear. By the way, I have to update the score screen. Let me do that. So we've got oh boy,
Mm.
Sisters of Kane.
No, the Daughters of Khaine.
Oh yeah, sorry man, sorry.
The sisters are the units
Daughters of
actually.
Kane, yeah. Daughters of Kane. Yep. Let's update that. Actually, boop. Daughters. Okay. So why don't you talk a little bit about the what do you think of the deployment? Yeah,
I think it's what we could have expected. The Lumineth don't want to go in that aggressive just because that will get charged.
yeah,
Yeah, and they can hold quite a bit, but I think the Daughters of Khaine have more output when they get Morathi in, when they get the snakes in,
yeah,
and then it's going to be really hard. So that's why I think it's a good one to get back, but we will see if they have any problems with the deployment.
yeah,
Um, because it's still quite a reach to get to those other objectives.
yeah. I agree.
Um,
That's probably the case. Alrighty then. Let's see. So looks like Roomleth got turn one
yeah.
because no,
Oh,
you got turn
they're
one, but you
making
gave it to him. All
the
right.
pre-game move now.
Pre-game move. All right.
So I think it's 6 inches to go in front, um, and just see to make some choke points. Because you see, if you look at the terrain, you see the elves now moving up.
Yep. So he's pretty much, as we can see here on this lovely side screen, he's blocking off all the avenues, probably preventing, pretty much Marathi.
Through it.
Yeah. So we've got a dice roll going here.
Yeah, the last kind of starting, and I think they
Yeah.
are
So
going
the
to cast.
yes. So things are being cast. So I do believe that actually turn one goes to the Daughters of Khaine.
Yeah,
So in comes Marathi. Turn one Daughters of Khaine out the gate immediately. Aggressive as you should be
yeah,
with Marathi, because I think this is one of the few things that he has against the Lumineth Realmlords, to really put on the pressure, right? Shove
yeah,
Marathi in his face, deal with it, get her stuck in with those elves. She will actually kill quite a bunch, I think, if she gets that charge.
yeah. She can only get 3 wounds, so it's like a brick thrown into
Yeah,
the unit and see what happens.
yeah, exactly.
I think it can be dangerous, but because if you don't get the 3 wounds in the first turn, it's an extra turn for you to live, basically.
Yep,
Um, but yeah, you have to start playing aggressive, because yeah, otherwise the Sentinels will just watch and shoot you,
yeah,
because they
exactly.
outrange you, because they have 30 inches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you have to get in their face, because the Lumineth Realmlords, I think, are quite content just playing from staying back a bit, a few turns.
Yeah, getting some objectives, getting some points, and then just
Yeah,
going in.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. All right, so we should actually also try and find out what the secondaries are in a second. So maybe if we can ask the play, we'll ask in a second what those are. All right. S- So if she actually makes that charge, it's also very good for him as well, because now that unit is stuck and can't get on any objective.
no, the only thing is that you lose if you don't move any on
Other
the
unit onto
objective,
it, yeah,
you lose some points, but
Yeah, exactly. So there are actually some missions where you move onto it, um, and then if you move off of it again, it
Yeah, that's
stays yours.
everyone, but you claim at the end of the turn.
Okay, so you claim an objective at the end of the turn. So actually, so for this turn, he needs to have some unit ending their turn on it to actually be able to claim it. Okay, exactly. But I think he'll be able to move either the cauldron or the small witch unit, which he is about to move, I believe. Yeah, because he just rolled a run move for them. So off they go onto the objective. So probably right. Those are going to be staying on the objective while Marathi tries to make a charge to go for the wardens. And I think pretty much on the other side we'll probably see something
See
similar
something
happen.
same
Yeah,
happening,
yeah.
yeah, just to get to those points in the first turn. Because
So
that's the disadvantage of going first.
yeah,
You don't have the objective, so you can move away, but you don't claim it then.
exactly, exactly. All right. Um, we've got some people in chat donating to the Slime Marble challenge. It's funny. So that's for another stream though, Yap Yoo. But thank you. Once we complete that challenge, we'll actually take that into account. Also for the decided matchup one. Thank you. Thanks, bud. It'll help the community out in deciding a matchup. So we've got actually 40k stream every Thursday, and we've got some challenges for there. But it would be pretty cool, yes, if we saw Slime Marbo appear inside Age of Sigmar. You know what? If any man is able to jump dimensions and appear in another universe, it would probably be Slime Marbo. But thanks for helping the community, buddy. Let's build that Warhammer Tabletop Alliance community. Uh, and have lots of fun together. All right, so here come the other elves.
The bows are moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of shocking things here in this turn, right? It's pretty much getting ready. So
Yeah, get a move in, maybe get a charge and just shoot.
that's probably what's going to happen. We already had. I don't think he did a whole lot in his hero phase either.
No, I move Marathi to the front line, so
Yeah.
that's quite the interesting thing to see what happens.
Well, that was so Marathi's able to move actually in the hero phase. Is that the thing she does?
She teleport. I think it was a spell
Yeah.
that was cast that they can pick up the unit and
Right,
put it
that's
elsewhere.
the redeploy, the teleport spell, right? So yeah, so okay, she used that on herself to actually get within 9 inches of those wardens. So that's excellent. So he's doing some measuring here, probably to see if all the if they're within range. And then we've got the big
Mm,
brick of
mm,
murder mermaids equipped with murder bows,
mm.
staying a bit to the back. It's actually quite a small army
Yeah.
to see on the table, right? It's not very big, but
No, you got all the expensive models.
yep.
You get Marathi is really expensive because you need to get both of them on the table. And I'm not sure how many points that is. I think it's around 600.
Wrath is around 600. Yeah,
I
it's
think.
probably that sounds about right.
Let me see. Oh, that's the wrong one.
So he's moving a lot of his big pieces to the left side of the board, like the cauldron, right, which buffs his units. So he seems to be going for a big swing on the left side of the board.
Yeah, because if you look at it at the top of the deployment, there's lot of Lumineth,
Yeah,
and on the bottom one there isn't that much. So that's the easier one to get control of. Because if you charge Marathi, you don't gonna run away. Because otherwise, next turn you're gonna get charged.
yeah,
But Marathi again, and then you have the elves in the spear elves in.
yeah. So how many elves is if she say she makes the charge, right? She rolls a 9, in she goes. I don't think she has any plus to her charge moves or anything, or
No, but
that's
it's more fine that you can make it.
yeah. So it's a bonus. If she doesn't make it, that's fine too. Uh, How many elves would you kill? Let's have a little bet in chat going on. So Marathi goes into the wardens. How many elves is she gonna kill? Let's see a bet. I think she'll kill around 10.
Yeah, it's just the shooting ability that can, not the way the Shining Company works, but it can be used to shoot out a model.
Yeah,
And then if you have a big line,
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah.
So probably before hits, and maybe 2 wounds. I think with the rent, maybe one is safe. So I think we see around 6 damage on that unit,
Yeah.
and that's already 6 health cost.
Yeah.
Then she has the Crown Serpent, that's 2d6 attacks. It's a bit iffy. It's like 7 attacks, hitting on fours, wounding on threes, no rent, and 1 damage.
All right.
Already calculating in the Shining Company. So yeah, that can be really heavy. It can be like 2 with a Convict of 12. I think that's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the tail. It's just 1 attack. Hitting on fours because of the Shining Company, wounding on threes, -2 rend, doing 6 damage.
Oh, all right. So she's got a
Uh,
bunch of damage. Yeah.
yeah, so it's really hard to see
So
what will
she's
happen.
yeah, she's probably not going to take out the entire unit. There's probably going to be a few stragglers, but so, the thing is, they don't have their 5 up ignore damage on the
No,
wardens yet. So
Stackless hasn't gone yet.
so this would actually be the perfect time to strike if she can actually get in there and delete most of the unit.
yeah,
Uh,
Battleshock will be bought off, I think.
yeah,
Um,
he'll probably use his CP on battle shock.
yeah, I think you can also use the other quartz. I think we're now seeing the end of the movement phase.
Yep,
Um, watching what's going to happen. He's now teleporting, picking up the unit
yep,
of bows. Yeah, the bows.
yep.
Just getting in range so he doesn't have to move and just gonna shoot.
So is there
Um,
any benefit to them not moving then?
no, but why would
Or
you move
he
it if
didn't
you can
move?
set
Yeah,
it up
yeah.
again?
So he purely didn't move them, take the time to move them because he knew he was going to teleport them. This is the battalion ability, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So
I think
there's
so. Where's the Calderon? Let me check.
well, there's an ability, I believe, that comes from the battalion that allows them once per game. I think this is to actually make a teleport move.
Yeah,
All the
you
teleports.
got the Mirror Dance spell that was used on Morathi to get
Yes.
her in front.
Yes.
Then the Calibron have the command ability to pick a unit up at Holy in 12 of a friendly hero,
Yeah.
if I said correctly. Oh no, that's only on the Melusai. I think this is the wrong one. I think I have the wrong one in front of me. Yeah, that's the wrong temple. Oh, let me get back to the
So they're
Calibron.
doing quite a bit of measuring, a line of sight checking here. Obviously, that unit is going to fire their bows at the other unit of Lumineth Wardens.
Yeah, I think this is the command ability being used.
Yes.
Yeah, you can pick one friendly Calibron unit, holy one in 12, or a friendly hero.
Yeah.
And that is the general. Remove that unit from the battlefield and set it up anywhere against 9. It can't move in the next movement phase.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, but still, yeah, if you can teleport, why wouldn't you do it? Because you get free in range, and you're just having no issues. Let me get the formation here to see what that does, just to be sure that we got everything.
Yes.
Do you remember which one it is? Is it the scat cover or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, the scat covers guys do not make battle success for units in this battalion.
Exactly.
So yeah, you need to kill everything
Yeah. Yeah.
of the big units of snakes.
Snacks. Exactly. All right. So we're about to see some dice rolling going down. So there's already one range ability, I
Yeah, I
believe,
think
being
it was
fired
the shooting ability
from
of
Marathi, I
from
think. Yeah.
Morathi. Yeah,
Yeah. Then just killed one of the wardens.
yeah, but you have to pick them up. You can't wait until turn 5 to start killing. You just
Yeah.
have to go murder everything.
So for their Shining Company ability to endure, there's a they have to be within like 1 inch. How
They
does that
have
work?
to be base to base with 2 other models.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty important where he picks up these models.
Yeah, but the way he's set up now, he can remove everyone
Yeah, so
off
he
the
can
sides.
remove them in a line, right? So basically, it prevents you from stringing out. But basically, if you keep a line of probably two, then you're fine most of the time.
It's basically the new rules of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. So
And then
people,
what's happening in 40k, you
yeah,
have to be in range of each other, but then these one have to go base to base.
yeah. So here, I think we're gonna see some dice rolling for shooting. Oh, there was a straggler
Yeah,
being left
sometimes that
behind.
happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. That happens to all of us. Um, and that happens. You
Yep.
know, it's like you can't make the move without um, without being a unit coherency.
Yeah.
So if you make a move in the a mistake in the movement phase, you can't say that unit is gone because then it wasn't a valid move. It was like, oh, I
No,
forgot a model. Yeah.
I just forgot a model, right? We're not gonna be
Mm. You don't have to be too
too
hard
hard
about
on
it.
it. No, exactly. So here we can see
Mm.
some models being picked off
Yeah,
by
getting shooting.
the shooting from the murder mermaids. You should make like a theme song for them. Murder mermaids. Here we got some
Mm.
sixes. Sixes do mortal wounds, perchance.
I think they
Yeah,
do.
because he's setting the sixes
Mm.
aside, so it's probably a mortal
Mm.
wound mechanic.
Let me get hero base. Mm.
So he is going quite aggressively, actually. I mean, he's not shoving everything in his face, probably simply because he can. But he is being pretty aggressive, right? He's turn one putting everything in range to fire, really going for those kills.
Yeah, but
A lot of sixes being rolled there, by the way. That's a lot
mm,
of mortal wounds. So not being able to use that shining company there, because mortal wounds just go through armor.
yeah, no, the shiny company gives -1 to hit, so
Oh
that's
right,
already
right, yes,
calculated
yes,
in.
yes, 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 yes.
But yeah, I think you have to start with shooting on the wardens because they're the one that can hold an objective.
Yeah, they're gonna be on
Sentinels
the yeah,
aren't that great
yeah.
by saves.
No, no,
You
those are
don't
really
want
the
them in combat.
anchors of the
Yeah.
army, right? They stand on the
Mm,
objectives, remove those, and all of a sudden his footing
mm,
on the battlefield is a whole lot
mm,
less. And this is the perfect
mm,
time to strike as well, right? It's no, there's the like we said, there's no 5-up ignoring damage, and Marathi seems to have made her charge.
yeah.
So that was
Yeah,
shooting
she
phase, and
is
now
in.
Marathi's going in. So that's another, I think, a pretty good
Mm,
thing for the
mm.
Daughters of Khaine. So now she gets to swing her big spear.
Yeah, this can be really good, but can also be really bad because there's a chance you can whiff because of the -1 to hit. You're only hitting on fours.
Yeah,
Um,
excellent, excellent. I'm pretty excited to see actually Marathi going in here.
I think this is the big one.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is this. I mean, he started off pretty good with killing. Okay, he already killed quite a few of the
What was the top
sentinels.
unit, and I was walking
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
water balloon
but
unit.
which was a good start anyway. So he was in a pretty decent position. But I think this one tips it over to being a pretty excellent turn. I think we'll see how this turns out. As I did see the Lumineth Realmlord commentating that he actually wanted the Daughters of Khaine to be aggressive. So
Mm-hmm.
this might be also playing into this hand a little bit later as well. So I'm actually quite excited to see
Yeah,
what's
but
going to
see a
go on there.
lot
We've
of
got
elves going
Warmaster
down.
26 in the chat saying, "Wow, Daughters of Khaine versus Lumineth
Mm.
Realmlords, and it should be a win for the Lumineth Realmlords if the player makes the right choices." Yeah, well, that's the thing,
That's
right?
always
That's the
the
thing.
question.
Yeah, this is comes down to player ability. But we'll see. So here goes Marathi swinging her big spear and doing the damage that she
That's
wants to do.
9, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, we said about 10, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
10 now.
just really bang on.
And I think this was only your first attack, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure
a
about
big
that.
spear. She's got
Yeah.
she's probably got the snacks, the tiny snacks going in.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's rolling his 2d6
2d6.
snack attacks.
It's 5, just below
Yeah.
average, but shouldn't be that bad.
No, well, I don't think the snakes are the main,
Mm.
right? The damage
Mm.
run, right? Probably.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice to have, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna change anything. More the
Yeah.
spear and
Yeah.
the tail attack.
Yeah, there's always this big swing ability of the monster. It's like yeah, roar, and then there's this tiny ability because it has some small animals running around, some snakes,
Or something that
something
hits. Yeah,
going
it's
on, or it
always a
has a
little bit
tiny
lower.
little tail,
Mm,
and then it does a little bit of
mm.
damage, and now everybody's like, yeah, this isn't going to do anything, but it's
Y-
fun.
It still can be able to kill a hero
Yeah, look,
just
man,
with the
if it
last
yeah
wound.
yeah
Every wound is one.
if it does deal the last one, it's like, well, cool, man.
Mm,
But usually it's more like a fluff thing than really. So
mm,
it's quite a few of those
mm.
models being 2, 4, 6, 8. No, actually, bang on 10 models killed.
Yeah,
So
half
now
the
the
unit.
Lumineth get to pile in. So they actually get to pick two. Well, if there were two units in combat, um, that would be their Lumineth Realmlord ability, right? So they are elves. They have
Mm,
super speed, and so whenever elves are in
mm,
combat, when it's their turn to pick, so it's a you go I go mechanic,
mm,
right? For those players watching at
mm,
home, When we get to the combat phase, yeah, it's I go, you go, and whose turn it is gets to pick a unit first to fight in combat. Then his
Mm,
opponent gets to
mm,
pick a unit, and then it goes till all units have fought, except for Lumineth Realmlords. They, when it's their turn to pick, they can pick 2 units because
yeah,
they're super fast.
yeah, because they come on the realm of light, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
super
they've
fast.
got well. It's also a harken. It's a little throwback to the actual. I don't know if you played fantasy back
No.
in the day. So back in fantasy in the day, you had the high elves, which are basically the Lumineth, and they
Mm.
had the speed of ages, or a valor of speed, or something it was called, and they always struck first in combat. So this is a bit of a throwback.
Think this is better because of rules. There are
Yeah.
already some things that strike
Well,
first and they're really nasty,
yeah.
and that's this army didn't need it because of the both of the battle tomes.
Nope.
They have now so many options to
Yeah.
build an
Yeah.
army.
Fighting twice
Um,
is pretty good. It allows you
mm,
to really put in a good counterpunch. And it forces your opponent to really think about, okay, which units am I going to engage, because I know that I only get to go with 1 unit and then they get to go with 2 units, right?
yeah,
So yeah, it's pretty good. So
just
we've
hoping
got
not to get
some
killed.
wounds going through, I think, on Marathi, and so if they do a wound or two here, that would be actually good.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's three, but
So we've got some wounds going down. Can't quite see how many. I think it's 2 or 3. I thought I heard them say. So
yeah, I
uh,
think the battle shock test is balled off by the
yeah.
Lumineth on the unit which is in combat with Marathi.
Hey, we've got Jerbear 669 joining the Tabletop Alliance. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Thank you for following us. And yeah, we hope you enjoy your day and this day of Age of Sigmar content. So we've got some rolls going on. I think this is. Oh yeah, so he lost a few to Battle Shock on the other unit.
Yeah,
So yeah, so you can only use the Battle Shock ability once then.
yeah, I think it's free from the shrine
Okay,
that you can use it for free.
I see. All right, let's take a look on the
It's-
side. The opposing view. Here's Marathi bashing down on those poor Lumineth Realmlords.
Yeah, and if you look at how many there are left, it's
There's not a
not
lot left.
much.
No.
Now it's the turn to the Lumineth.
Yeah, so turn now
Um,
goes to Lumineth.
so there's scoring points on the bottom one. There's the shrine. I don't think that's a hero.
No. Hmm? Those are the victory points? I don't know. Okay, thank you. So the player is actually alerting us that the dice on the one of the train pieces are the victory points. So it's
In the middle of the bottom. He has got three now.
yeah, so it's 3 points for the Daughters of Khaine.
So he claims all of the objectives.
Yeah, so he's got 3 points on the board. There we go. So now goes Lumineth Realmlords.
Yeah, now we're gonna see the big boy casting.
Yep. Teclis, the big mean man himself. He's angry now. He killed his people, his friends, his buddies.
Elf versus elves.
There's probably like a cousin somewhere in there that's dead now. He's having none of it.
Yeah, I'd say with dwarf versus dwarf, there's always a grudge against someone of an ancestor who did something to the other one. They
Yeah,
don't know the story, but it happened, and
yeah,
they're
that's
angry
how it
about it.
goes, and that's how it goes. Yep, that's how you get the dwarves angry, and that's how you start a war of the beard.
Also, if they're in within six of the objective,
Yep. By the way,
got
what
five
were
points
your
getting the
secondaries?
the legendary the leaders are also in on the bottom and on the top one.
Oh,
So he's got
aren't those
5 points
secret?
against her now in the first turn.
Zijn die niet
And
verified?
now we see
Oh,
thinking
okay.
about
So
what
what was it?
Tekla is gonna do because he can use his ability to cast one, two, or four spells. Um, the first one being cast on 12, I think,
Okay.
or it's automatically cast. If you use four spells, they're cast on tens because it's really hard to deny that one. Um, and being tackless, just being annoying because you get all those spells. Yeah, let me see. If this model casts one spell, it attempts is cast and only cast with a casting roll of 12 and cannot be modified or unbound. So it's always cast. If you cast two spells, it's automatically cast on the 12, and they can be unbound. But then you need some way of getting a plus on it because
Mhm.
you need to roll 13
Yep.
for two spells. If you do it with four spells, it's cast on the 10, and it can be unbound. That's doable, but it's still really hard to
Yep.
just throw.
Yep. I mean,
just to
it's
stop
10
that.
up, man. It's statistically that's
Mm,
very unlikely for you to throw unless you
mm,
have like some plus bonuses. Even with
mm.
+1, it's hard. +2, it's hard.
Still,
So
you need to roll an 8. That's above
yeah,
average.
yeah.
But so you can see some spells coming through.
No, and most armies don't really have plus bonuses on the casting. Uh, so it's pretty hard to dispel anything he's doing. You can get lucky,
Yeah, you can
but
always
it's
get lucky.
it's unreliable at best to try and counter him in his
Mm.
magical ways.
It can always be hard just to stop him.
Yeah. So by the way, I asked for the secondaries. So it's for the Daughters of Khaine, it's territorial and marked for death. And for the Lumineth Realmlords, it's debate and territorial. So debate is you pick a model, which is usually right your monster or something, right, or the model with the most wounds.
No, no. The unit needs to die, I think. Let me see if I get. There are here. No. So the bait is a unit of yours that needs to die.
Oh, I see.
So you basically pick a unit that can screen or something,
Hmm.
just to get the defensive bonus. Yeah, sure, you're gonna kill that unit. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
That's why they're there. Um, Let me pick the sheet for all the objectives. Uh, the General's Handbook to see what are secondaries, auxiliary objectives. Here they are. Yeah, so the bait say when you reveal this auxiliary, you must pick one friendly unit on the starting army. You complete this auxiliary objective. Is this unit is destroyed by an enemy unit before the end of the third battle round?
Yep.
So yeah, you pick a unit that's just going to be used as screen that you know they are gonna die.
Yeah.
Deal with it. It's fine.
Yep.
Then we got the territorial, which is on both sides. Um, when you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one objective on the battlefield. You complete this auxiliary if you control that objective at the end of two consecutive battle rounds.
I see.
I think they picked their own home objectives because that's
Probably.
just
Yeah. That would
way
be the safe choice.
easier
Yeah.
to hold it. You don't have to do anything. There's no chance if you do it correctly just to wait.
Hmm.
Um,
All right. So got the spells going off here. So speed of Hish,
yeah.
which is plus on the movement. I'm assuming.
Uh,
Right.
no,
Sounds plus. Oh,
double
double
move on the
double move.
unit.
Right. So they're super duper fast. So that's he had speed of Hish on his
Mm,
cavalry units to make them super
mm,
fast. We can actually already
mm.
see the cavalry moving up there. So they're looking probably for a charge.
I think they teleported because it's still the hero phase. I'm not sure if they can move in the hero phase, but I'm not quite sure
Yeah. So
about
yeah,
that.
because he cast speed of Hish, it's still the hero phase. Yeah. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
they can double move in the movement phase, so
Yeah.
then you get lot of going.
Jerbear669 has cashed in his points for relax, take a breather. Let's all take a breather. It's actually for a 40k stream, but that's okay, Jerbear. Buddy, thanks.
They're still spending points, so that's
We're
always good.
taking a breather sometimes when things aren't going so well. The chat can tell us, hey man, it's just a game, take a breather. But so far,
Mm,
thanks for doing that, Jerbear. Thanks for reminding us that this is
mm.
still a game. And at the end of the day, it's meant to have fun. But so far, it's a great game. Nothing's catastrophically wrong has occurred yet.
No, it's basically what is expected to happen the first turn. You
Yeah.
see the dollars taking it, you know Morathi is gonna try to charge. You
Yep.
know they're gonna be teleported and you gotta get shot at.
Yeah.
Um, there's the Twin Stone. I think that's really interesting.
So
Um,
so you talked about the twin stone at the beginning of the when you checked out the lists, but I'm a forgetful man. What does the twin stone do again?
uh, I, I, it buffs the casting of all the units, and all the units are champions, are casters, so they get buffed again. Let me get the War Scroll out. That's the most easy way to do. Then we know for sure.
Excellent.
Twinstone, Ice and Twinstone. When this model is set up, place a D6 beside it with one facing up. Each time a spell successfully cast by a unit within 12 of this model and not unbound, after the effect of the spell has been resolved, increase the value of the dice by 1
Mm,
to a max of 6.
mm-hmm.
If a Lumineth Realmlord wizard attempts to cast a casting roll, the player controlling that wizard can say they will draw the power from the Twin Stone. If they do so, add the value of the dice beside the model for the casting roll. Then, after the effect of the spell has been resolved,
Mm-hmm.
change the value of the dice beside 1. So you can buff other casters to do it. So you can say, Teclis is gonna cast everything. Oh, my Catachlan is gonna cast that one with the bonuses of the Twin Stone.
Excellent. So it's
Mm,
pretty much more magic all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, Teklos. Yeah, I know you were pretty powerful, but then now
Mm.
you're even more powerful. So
No, I don't think you will use it on Texas,
no,
but
so it's
just on the
more.
other caster.
Yeah, the other one gets the
Mm,
plus, but because she's got a
mm,
pretty powerful spell as well that he probably wants to have, going off, which is
mm.
the darkness,
Yeah.
and so it forces the player to spend an extra CP for his
Mm.
abilities, which is pretty powerful, right? Because you only get like one CP each turn,
Yeah.
so it pretty much halves the amount of probably abilities you can use
Yeah,
throughout the
but
game.
so he has a formation, and I think he used the command point in the first turn. So he only got one left. So next turn he gets another one, and then his command points are gone if he uses a command ability.
Yep,
And it can be quite devastating.
yep.
Because you can let the unit of elves you can let shoot in the hero phase if you are within range. Um, just ignoring that for basically one turn is really good.
I think this is a big one. He's casting Power Fish or attempting to on the big brick of archers.
Yeah, he's gonna use that on everyone, on
So it's a
all the units that are
yeah.
still left, just to get the mortals from 6 to 5.
I think it was yeah. So it was successful, and Daughters of Khaine tried to bind it, but it was unsuccessful. So it's
Yeah,
pretty big because now the big mortal wound ability is on the archers.
yeah. I'm not sure which unit it was. It could be the archers, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But all the other units have the same ability too, and they
I
can
know, but
also
he
cast.
pointed. I saw him pointing
Ah,
at
check.
the archers. So it's probably the most important unit to have the power fish. So Merrick's got a question: isn't there a leader model on an objective for Daughters of Khaine? So he could have 4 points.
Yeah, they should have 5. Oh, that's wrong in the overlay. There
So
on the
yeah,
bottom one
that's one.
objective, there's a leader, and behind the scenery, there's one.
So matter of fact, he has 5.
Yeah, he has 5.
So he should have 5. So let's adjust that. Okay, that was weird. So we had a little hiccup with the connection, guys. I hope you guys are still here, probably. But we're back. We were talking about they had 5 points because he has two characters objective. We're gonna mention that to the players, and they'll be like, "Oh, stream guys, you're so smart." Oh, oh, yes. Witness us. I'm gonna do that right now. Watch this. Oh,
No, no, he knows. Yeah, he
oh, you
said.
know, dang it! He already put it to 5.
Yeah, yeah.
We missed our chance.
They forgot the rule that the leader score an extra point, and they ask me, wait, don't we score extra point for this one?
Yeah.
And yeah, they do.
So we've got actually War Master 26 talk to you. I don't know. I'm assuming you know each other. And he said
Yeah, it's
he gave you a shout out on Twitter
yeah.
because you're streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, he's Martijn. He's one of the. I think it's Woking, the manager of Woking.
Okay.
So yeah, he has been. He lived here in the Netherlands and now moved to England to run a games workshop. So
Wow. Living the life. Good old War Master 26. Now commanding the armies of a Games Workshop up in England. Awesome, man. So well, thanks for the shout out, buddy, and hope you're doing fine. To everybody in chat, we've got the chat. We've got people trickling in, which is very nice. I can see a Belle Soleil. That's a new name. Hi there. We've got Luke, Hello Lex, Jer Bear, Cruel in the chat, still here. How you doing, buddy? Paulina 893, Quillback, Tensed the Hamster, which comes to check in every now and then. Great, love the name. Violets TV. Probably, I hope you're all Age of Sigmar fans, and if you are at the right address here. We've got, by the way, some boatload of dice being thrown now. So it's probably being the firing
I think it's the firing
of the elves, man.
based on the dice.
Yeah, this
Teclis moved up, and I see the other units locked. The other one
yeah,
moved, and you don't want the archers up in front.
yeah.
You see a little unit going out with spears, which was on the top, going at the snake ladies.
Yep.
I think they're gonna charge. Not sure, but we will
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So if he's going to kill a number of those murder mermaids, he's probably going to remove them from the right side. Try and stop the charge, probably. I'm
Y-
assuming. We'll see how many he
Um,
kills here.
I I think he will, but I think it's still hard because if they have a lot of movement, they can charge behind the objective and just lock the unit in.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
So if they charge on top of the top right objective, it can be like, oh, we have one
Yeah,
guy in
one more
combat.
point for taking the objective back. There's also a character, I believe, somewhere in the back there that he needs to protect behind that unit on the objective.
Yeah,
So
if that one gets charged and the whole unit is locked,
you can
that's
see
gonna
some
be
models being
rough.
taken away. So he killed a few, not a whole lot, I don't think. We can see it to the left side, converted techless. who's great conversion by the way on a sort of red dragon. Uh, but it seems like he killed about two or three. I think two. So it's not.
Mm.
It's not. I don't think he had a great round of shooting actually from that unit.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
think it's still quite hard just to kill him. You got the -1 in the first battle round from the Calibron.
yeah.
Um, so that's at least -1, and then yeah, it's still hard.
Yeah.
You get some more the wounds out of the unit, but still it's not massive. It's nice to have,
Yep.
and if you have a lot of shots, yeah, it will happen. But it's still quite hard to get consistent a lot of more the wounds output.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Based on average, it's not a whole lot. But yeah,
No.
having the 30-inch range with no lead of line of sight, that's just massive.
All right. All right.
That's
Right.
just being annoying.
Well, still, it's I don't know. I expected more from them. Maybe my expectations were a bit high,
Mm,
but I get the feeling he didn't roll exceptionally well, and now he failed his charge, by the way, with the riders. So there will be no
mm,
riding onto death
mm.
from the riders.
No, but we see a charge happening
Yeah, we do have
on the
the
one
wardens or the sentinels or what have you with the spears,
the wardens.
the, the spearmen
Mm.
moving in. So let's see. They won't do a lot of damage, but their probably the main objective is to just lock them in combat and keep them from shooting anything
Yeah,
else.
they will probably won't do anything back because it's yeah the spears are made for combat. The bows
Yep.
aren't, so there will be
Here he
some wounds,
goes.
but
He's gonna roll up some attacks. We've got, by the way, Ben S in chat saying, "Hey everybody, table looks good." Thanks, buddy. This is actually a very fitting table for the Lumineth Realmlords, as this is a Lumineth Realmlords sort of themed set that we made a while back ago. By the way, quick plug for ourselves. We've got the Alliance Armory. .net. If you like the scenery here on the table, you can actually buy it for yourself. So if you've got a Lumineth
mm,
Realmlord army and you'd like to play on a board like this,
I think
uh,
the Elvish team is really good
yeah,
and it looks really good.
yep,
But same, if you don't want to use it for Age Sigmar, you can use it for 40k for
40k as
Eldar.
well. Secret. So I'm gonna let you in a little secret though. This is actually terrain that's meant for 40k,
Yeah, but it still works.
but it also works for the Lumineth Realmlords very well. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the best if you can use it for both systems. You can play both games.
So he's measuring actually from Teclis to see if everything's in
Mm.
range of his protection. We need the protection of Teclis.
Yeah, I'm more of a Daughters of Khaine fan though.
Yeah. I also like Thought of Khaine, the Lumineth Realmlords, but this is personal opinion. I just think that Lumineth is a bit of a non-interactive army for an opponent because Teclis just does his spells and then you're not gonna unbind it unless you're Croak or something or another Teclis.
Yeah, but it's still with the Sephiroth character, the new one, the one on the spinning thing and the tornado.
Yeah.
That one is so annoying. Because you got a lot of movement. You can move in the shooting phase, so that means your opponent's movement phase also. So
Yep.
you can just move back 12 in your opponent's phase.
Yep.
So getting that thing caught is really hard.
Yep.
But that's a total different way of playing the game while being in the same book. It's like the same with Stormcast books.
Yep.
You've got so many options, and for every problem, there's a solution.
Yep.
But you can't bring every solution. You just have to pick one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And
You
I
have to.
think that makes it interesting to see you got two armies and they're both different ways.
Yep.
It's like to say we see with today we see two either the Deepkin armies and the one only has the defensive heals
Mhm.
and the other one brings some spear heals just to do more damage. But that's based on how you play.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's I think that's getting better within the new 3.0 rules. That you need to have you don't have the formations anymore, so
Mhm.
that's gone. Yeah, some armies will lose really great abilities, like the Fire Slayers. They could pile in twice,
Yeah.
and with two attacks a pop, hitting on threes, winning on threes, no rent, but doing two mortar wounds on sixes, doing that twice.
Yep.
Um, it's like that can be 80 attacks,
Yep.
and that can be devastating. But now you have to pick the units and use them in the formations, in the core
Mhm.
battalions, as they
Mhm.
called.
Mhm.
And that brings different way of building an army and making sure that you can pick the units that you want and that you need in an army instead of I need this unit because of that ability that is so great.
Yep.
and it balances the all the battalions that were used before,
Hmm.
just to get it straight out now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on actually in the new edition, uh, which is very exciting, for sure.
We'll
Mhm.
find out what's going to happen now. They're slapping back. I didn't see how much there was killed,
Not a lot.
but I
So
didn't think it was much.
no, the main thing is achieved. I think he did like another full round of 3 wounds. I think to Marathi. Let me take a quick check how many wounds she's on, and we can actually.
I think it should be 6, if it's going correct. Just because then you did already, you're halfway there, as one Bon Jovi once said.
Yep.
Because then it's possible that in the next turn she is killed. Um,
So yeah, she could be killed. So she got 12 wounds, right?
yeah,
So it's. So
and you
she
can
lives.
only do 3 around, so
Yeah.
one in your round and one in your opponent's.
Yeah. So she guaranteed lives for at least 3 rounds, and she can be
No,
killed.
4 rounds, because
Well, you can kill her in the fourth round. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, but she lives through to the fourth round.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well,
But we
um,
still see the.
question is, can the snacks with the bows kill the elves with the spears in the middle?
I don't think they will, but it's it's not the point. It's more the elves getting damage done on that,
Yeah.
and denying the fact that they can shoot
Yeah,
a
but I
lot.
mean, if you can, so if they can break free, right? Fight, kill all the spear elves, then they're free. But I think he already fought with the snacks in the middle,
Yeah.
so he's not gonna break free in this turn.
Mm.
Right.
So that
That's the
was the
turn.
turn.
Yep. So it's 1-2,
Uh,
1-2, 2 points.
I think it's two. Yeah, Tackless is there, so he's
Tekken's there,
he's a
so
leader, and he scores another point.
yep,
Um,
that's it.
so the Lumineth wins the game, and
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Mhm.
Because then you can just let her stand there and like, I'm fine that you are here.
Yep.
I'm just gonna lock you in. Good luck with getting me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. So it's
mm,
yeah. So it's turn to like you said, man, for
mm,
the Lumineth Realmlords, and he mentioned
mm.
it's going to hurt. So I've got big expectations here.
Yeah, I think the top unit of bows is
Yeah.
now in range to see a law. Um, to get kills done. Yeah, you can't focus everything on Marathi, but the big unit of snakes in the middle will get targeted, I think,
Yeah.
because they're in the open. Um, those are a really big source of damage, and you don't see a lot. Yeah, you have the harpies on the back, um, which can teleport,
Hmm.
I think, um, but that's still there. It's not like they're doing great things to be annoying. Um, So there you have still the Twin Stone
Yep.
standing. There's a 2-1. It can use a +2 to cast if it's needed. Um,
Oh, so the predatory spell's going off.
yeah, I think it can move 8 if
Yeah.
I'm correct.
Yeah.
If it's all remember correctly.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can see it on a cam, but there's still a endless spell of the Daughters of Khaine standing the sides of the table.
Yeah. So it's
It's in
never
the
been
right
cast yet.
bottom
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see what that does. It's not being used yet, but I think we'll
No,
see it coming up
it's
next
not
turn.
actually in play, right?
No, no,
No.
no.
It's just chilling there.
Mm.
It's chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Biding its time.
casting on a 7. Um, and if it's cast, you can set up 1 within 9 of the caster, so that it gives you already 9 inch.
Hmm.
Then it can move and fly and another 9 inch, so basically 18 from the caster it can be set up.
Yeah.
Um, and then it does the following. After the model has moved, the player removes the end of spell, picks one unit within one of it, and rolls 3 dice. For each roll that is equal or greater than the unit wound characteristic, one model is slain. Um, Against the normal elves, it's not that good, but against the rider, it can be really, really do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yep.
It potentially could pick 3 of them in one turn.
So everything's being cast, nothing's being really stopped or anything or dispelled. So power of Hish all around on most of the units. I've been trying. I believe Teclis got his protection off again. Teclis does what he's going to do. Oh, here he goes.
There it goes.
Protection of Teclis going down as we speak. He's gonna try to stop that. Nope, he doesn't. So it goes off.
No, but I think that's one of the most valuable things to just try to
Yeah, to
deny
try
it.
and stop. Yeah, if you're gonna go for anything, probably protection techless and the darkness spell.
Yeah, for the command point, but
Yeah.
using the mortal wounds on every unit, yeah, that's not going to happen. You can't stop them all.
No.
You can try to do it on the big units, which are left, but I think they're so far out of range that's gonna be really hard. I think Marathi may try, but yeah, then again,
He dispelled it.
mm,
He dispelled one.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Which was
Total
total eclipse
Eclipse,
has
the
been, yeah.
one for the
So
command points, yeah.
players filling us in that he
Mm.
actually dispelled total eclipse. He said it was the most important one, so he's it's
Yeah, but that gives him, I think, 2 command points in
yeah,
his
yeah,
next turn.
yeah, yeah. So he gets to use probably two abilities instead of
Then
one now.
he can shoot again in the arrow phase. He can move again in the movement phase. He can teleport.
Yeah.
It buys him his freedom.
Freedom. All right, excellent, excellent. So
His ticket to
first,
paradise.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
Oh, healing? Really?
Yeah. Mm.
They do that too, huh?
Did you expect anything else from the
Not
elf?
really. I just
They're the new Stormcast. They have
that's true.
everything that you want.
Everything you want from Stormcast until the new Stormcast are actually here.
No, yeah. So next week the new box set will out, and there'll
Yep.
probably be a codex within I think 2 weeks.
Yep.
There are already some things on the Warhammer community website, and I'm really interested to see what happens. The Judicators going up to 200 per 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were I think 140. I think
Mhm.
that's a really buff for 5 models with
Yeah.
basic shooting attacks.
Yeah.
So we might see some overhauls
Mhm.
just to get back in the game.
Yeah.
And since it's Stormcast, it's the first book, and it will be a good book.
Yep.
It will set the ladder to see what's good and what's not good.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what's going down as well. I think some guys need a little bit of a rework, at least some points corrections here and there. You see a lot of units not being used. It's pretty much like Space Marine syndrome, right? Where you've got like so many units, but most of them, from a competitive standpoint, aren't very interesting. And so you see a lot of the same armies coming out of the gates for tournaments from Stormcast. Although granted, most armies have sort of like the same build. You don't really see
mm,
wildly different armies tournaments anyway. But I feel
mm.
like Stormcats for a long time have only had like one build ever that was very useful,
The
and
shoot
yeah,
cast list was really good,
yeah,
but I don't think that was the only one we have seen and which was really good.
yeah,
You had the how they called the Stormcast with the spells,
yeah, oh, yeah,
with the staffs and double weapons on
yeah,
the Dragonauts.
hmm
I think that was a really interesting one, buffing that up, getting into combat. And I think there was more potential in the book than we have seen because
probably, yeah, probably,
there was one formation which led the I always call them the holy hand grenades. The three guys with the bows with like a big
yeah,
hand grenade on it.
yeah,
There was a formation which let him deep strike. They can shoot twice. With the anvils, they can shoot in the hero phase.
yeah, yeah.
So then it was really easy. I
That
had a
sounds good, man. Sounds good. So we've got movement phase for the Lumineth Realm Lords
mm,
happening now. All the
yeah.
spells have gone off. The army is powered up. Pretty much everything has protection of Hish, protection from Techless. I mean,
Mm,
power of Hish.
mm,
And now we've got like a lot of units just moving in for the kill. We actually see
mm,
Techless moving in. We might see a charge coming out of Techless. Because he does deal
mm.
a little bit of damage. It's pretty much more like the Mounties on Calabrimbor, Calabimbor, something or other. That So we've got dice being rolled. So this is probably the shooting
Mm.
phase.
Yeah, but I think you need to have tacklers in now
hmm
because now you have the chance to get a unit which doesn't
Yep. So that's
do a
so
lot back and
yeah.
getting the table presence on it.
Yep. For sure. So by the way, the mortal wound thing is on to hit, right? For the bows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is already a lot of mortal wounds going down.
Mm.
One save, one
It's-
cheeky save being thrown by the Daughters of Khaine. But
mm.
here's a feel no pain. It's like a 6-up after save, I
I
believe.
think it's a 6 up, yeah.
Yeah. So he's got two. One is a 4, but he probably knocked that over.
Mm,
So 2, 4, 6, 8,
mm,
12, 13 damage
mm.
going into them. Can you actually fire on a unit that's locked in combat
Yeah,
in this agency? Okay,
you
so
can't
this.
shoot out of combat. So if you're locked with a unit,
Okay.
um, they have to shoot on the unit which is locked. So you
Yeah.
can't. Uh, unit wouldn't be able to target Tackless now, but
Yeah.
have to shoot at the unit.
Yeah.
But Tackless or the bows can shoot on the unit that is locked.
Oh, I see. All right. All right. So you can actually fire into those witches or snacks with bows. Snacks with bows, boys.
Yeah, I see some going out
Yeah.
there.
So
There's
yeah, this
quite a
is bigger
lot.
damage, right? This is kind of like the damage
Mm.
that I expected last turn.
Yeah,
But maybe they weren't all in range last turn. Maybe that was the thing.
yeah, but still, if you have a bad roll and don't do
Yeah.
all the mortal wounds, you can still save it. You still have got the after saves,
Yeah. True.
and I think yeah, getting those hits really spikes up the damage from the bows.
Yeah. Excellent.
And now we're
Excellent.
just
So
waiting to see
that's all
what's
of the
going to
shooting being done.
happen.
I don't think this army has. Well, I believe Teclis has like a shooting attack, which he probably already did. Might or might not have killed another snack.
Yeah, but I think the charge is gonna be really rough because now they're gone in front
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
and
So
now
it's
he needs a really fast charge or block his own riders.
yeah, yeah. So he pretty much blocked off the charge for Teclis, right? Unless he rolls big and flies over it.
Yeah, and needs to fly over his own unit and get there,
Yeah,
but you have
but
to fit the base in.
that's a big roll that he needs to make. So he can charge in with his riders, his dawn riders, but he's not gonna get a whole lot into. No, that's not true. By the way, they can move around. That's right. So it's probably only the dawn riders that are gonna get in here. Oh yeah. So they're talking about where the objective actually. He wants to end
Mm,
his charge on the
mm.
objectives. That
Y-
pesky portal.
Yeah, he just wants to charge, I think, and still get the objective so he
Yeah,
doesn't lose it.
that seems like the smart play. Yeah.
'Cause still, he's 3 points behind.
Yeah, yeah. So we shouldn't forget also that we've got the snacks with the boys. He's gonna charge those, but behind them we've got the spear snacks, and
Mm-hmm.
those he needs to be wary of as well because he doesn't want to draw those into combat, and he also doesn't. I don't think he wants a counter charge from those
No.
guys because I think
Mm.
those girls, those gals will. Oh, so he's actually going in. He doesn't care. Shows
Yeah,
you what I know.
just locking it.
Yeah, he's just gonna lock it. Well, granted, he's not gonna get a lot of. Oh wait, so he goes back a bit now.
Let me see. Those are the
Can we see a
snakes.
little bit more maybe on the side view? No, you can't see diddly squat on the
Mm.
side view.
So those are all bows who are
Oh,
standing
all both
there.
snacks, really?
Yeah,
Oh, so where are the other five ones with the?
at the bottom,
Oh, over there. Oh, all right.
at the shrine.
But didn't he have two units of those?
I don't think
Am I
so.
wrong?
Otherwise, we should have seen them. Because
Right. So
those at the
maybe we're
bottom are the
mistaken.
harpies. There
Yeah.
we have the snakes with the spears, and
Okay.
those
So
are all
so
bows.
so all both snacks. All right. So then there's no real danger in locking them in combat and attacking them because I don't think they're very potent in combat anyway.
They won't kill off the unit
No.
and losing the objective,
No.
but if he's
Right.
gonna do a lot of damage now against that unit, it will be really hard because Moratti would then will fall.
Yep.
Um,
Next turn.
if it's not
In
the
two
Daughters of
turns.
Khaine
Yeah.
turn, it's the next battle round. It
Yep.
will fall,
Yep. And then
and
he
then there's
doesn't
not
have a
much
whole
left.
lot. No.
Well, there's a lot of damage going on as you saw in the first turn, but getting double torn can be really hard.
Yeah, that's the name of this game, right?
Mm.
Sometimes double turns hurt a lot.
But I think that's one of the interesting things about the game is I'm glad that it's staying in
Yeah.
the game.
No, it's so hate it or hate it or love it. It's a very unique thing to this game. It brings
Mm,
a lot of dynamic to the game as well because you have to play for it as well. So people hate on it.
mm.
It's like, oh, it can swing a game. Sort of can swing a game, but good players can also play in such a way to expect being double turned and stuff like that. So I think good players can protect themselves from being double turned, albeit not always.
Yeah, but you can always get it and then lose it again the
Yeah,
next turn, and then getting double turn can be even harder.
yeah,
So
but
that's always thing you can count on.
yeah,
I
it's
know
true.
some armies who really like a double turn, but they can't have it back, so they always play like I won't get it, but you won't get it either.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah, you can play against it.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the things that's
So here we've
overall interesting.
here we've got combat going on into the middle, the swirling maelstrom of
Five,
combat,
no.
if you will. Yeah, we've got some mortals being slung
Mm,
around, abilities and whatnot.
mm,
The mortal wound ability,
mm.
the power of Hish. got some snakes falling.
Yeah, on the first unit.
Yup. So, you know, Lumineth being Lumineth, they immediately go on to the second unit being able to fight.
Yeah,
Oh, that's unfair.
nah, this is how the game works, and I think the Lumineth are really using that to their favor.
Yeah, they should.
Um, yeah, if you
That's,
can, why not? Then it's a reason for you to lose your Shining Company and charge.
yep.
So we
So,
see
got
just
some.
some damage going
Yep, we've
on
got some
onto
fives
the
and sixes,
unit.
4 more wounds from the power of Hish. Hish. That sounds very snaky. Hish. And yet it's being used against them. Hmm.
Yeah, it's light.
Yeah.
Daughters of Khaine are
Yeah.
quite dark
Yeah.
and bloody.
Yeah.
Uh, so you wouldn't
Alright,
want
so
that.
we got the regular attacks being rolled here. Not a great roll, by the way. So he's got actual saves against that. He actually. So there's 1 more damage going through it. So now 6 up. Nope, no 6 up. So that's 5 damage going through.
Yeah, so killing 2.5.
Yep. So there's
Um,
actually a lot of those snakes going to survive. It's, so it's not being wiped or anything.
no, it's not being wide, but it's
Locked. Mm.
still going to hurt. Every model is not a shot. I think they have 2 shots each. Let me check that one up.
Oh,
But
they could.
that
Yeah.
one will hurt.
Yep.
Uh,
Because those are damage 2 bows, right? Or D3.
I'm not sure. It's damage 1, but I think they can buff it up.
Oh, is
But
that?
they've got 2 attacks each, so losing one model is 2 attacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that they can shoot twice is 4 attacks a turn. So killing one is really good.
Yeah. Hey, we've got Slanesh
Mm,
Donkey joining the Tabletop Alliance. Welcome, buddy.
mm.
Love the name. Slanesh Donkey.
Always the weird names in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to love that.
Nice. So
They're now talking about what happens to Marathi
yeah,
if they
yeah.
do
I see
2 more,
brackets.
if he brackets again, because there's 6 on it. And I think he wants to bring it down to 9 wounds on
Yeah.
it.
So she
Just
loses 2
being
attacks.
able
Yeah.
to get
Loses.
kill faster.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do any wounds this turn,
No.
it will take another 2 to kill her.
Yeah.
Um, and then you might have luck that Marathi is charging again. Um, but if it doesn't, it's another turn lost and not getting her killed. I think that's always one of the things you have
Right.
to think about.
So it's the wounds being done to Marathi. So she goes up to 9 wounds, or taken down to 3 wounds, however you wanna.
Yeah, I think it was just based on the mortal wound, so you don't have to go in and finish everything off. You can do any more.
Nope. Nope. So she loses a couple attacks because she brackets. That's why he fought before using the other unit to fight.
Mm.
Because the Lumineth still have 1 more unit to fight. I think he hasn't gone with the Dawn Riders yet.
I think so, but I'm not sure about that. Could
Oh,
be.
1 unit over there hasn't fought yet. It's either the Sentinels or the Dawn Riders. So it's now the Lady Snakes fighting back, punching.
Yeah, but
Are they actually equipped on the model with anything to fight with? Maybe like a
um,
dagger or
yeah, they've.
what it-
I think the leader has 1 attack hitting on Bloodworm.
oh, they
Yeah,
kill one.
threes, threes, no rend, 1 damage.
All right.
And the other ones have 2 attacks, threes, falls, no rend.
Yeah.
So it's not really
Meh.
going to
It's meh.
kill anything, but maybe some units.
Yeah.
There we see the unit
Yeah.
power in.
Here we see the other
So
unit
that's the unit
of
that I haven't fought yet.
Sentinels going in. Yeah. Bringing the spears in, stabbing Lady Snakes. So they kill the Dawn Rider though. There you
It's
go.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a Dawn Rider. There you go.
That also happened, but yeah.
So how many Sentinels is that? It's actually 7 Sentinels, 2 attacks each. Threes and threes, right? And then Power of Hish for more wounds. And he got 2 saves to make. He made 1 save, failed another one. So another Lady Snake bites the dust. Rip.
I'm still interesting to see what Marathi will do because he
Yeah,
already got a wound,
yeah.
and there's not a lot
No,
left.
she doesn't have a lot of attacks left. So probably I'm actually guessing is she's not gonna kill that unit anymore.
I don't think so, but still, if it happens, there's an issue.
If she
Because
gets free, then that might cause a problem because then she can go fly over to the spear,
to the Sentinels, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or
then yeah, she will get killed next turn, but she can take out a lot of it.
Yep.
That like we see on the other ones, getting 10 was quite average, was maybe below average, because it was only the one attack that really did the damage.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so that can be interesting. So getting one save on the elves,
Yep. So he's putting one
added
through
feel no
to
pain.
just punching those puny elves.
And the other fives hitting the horses.
Yep. You got some more attacks going into them. Not assuming that there's going to be a lot of damage being dealt here. So they've got a 4 save, I believe, right? The Dawn Riders.
Yeah, he needs fives. We hear him screaming all around.
Though there's another one being brought low.
But still, there's still 8 left, and he claims the objective.
Yeah, so he takes the objective away for 2 points.
Mm.
So players comment about this game somehow being an objective game. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I thought it was just kill, kill, kill.
No. I,
So this is the end of the Lumineth turn, right?
yeah,
So
I
they
think
took
so.
the objective away for one, or they got the objective for 1 point, took the objective away for two,
Two.
and then over here it's
It's also two,
Teclis
because Teclis
shelling
is
right
the
for two.
leader,
So it's
and
4 points.
I think it's four. Having a really they're having a competitive game, but also a friendly game. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
not like
A gentleman's game,
annoyed at each other.
as we
They're
say
just
here.
having fun and enjoying the game.
Yeah. Dude, in front of stream. Hi. Thank you. We also like to see the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're okay, but yeah. All right. Well, so 6 points to 5 currently.
I think we still see some combat going on. I think Morathi is going loose.
Yeah.
Just based on the amount of attacks who are coming, and the fact that the books needs to be down. Yeah, because he's bracketed, then everything gets wonky, and